By far, one of the biggest problems we face now with gross national happiness is public involvement in implementing gross national happiness. I want to start with three possible solutions, and I want to go from the ground up to see where we could start implementing. One of the places we could see is on college campuses. In some ways, we could see perhaps fraternities and sororities starting to survey for gross national happiness to see who could be the happiest house on campus. Fraternities and sororities, notably, have several people involved in their programs. For instance, Kappa Sigma. Kappa Sigma, one of the largest national fraternities in the country, represents about 175,000 living alumni and 13,500 active members today. That's a large number of people. Those are cities, those are communities. Let's then say that you actually do start surveying in communities, in cities. Over time, those places start to see which one of them is happier. Now, the hope both with surveying perhaps for fraternities or for cities is that over time, if one fraternity or one city starts to show itself to be the happiest of a given place to live, or the happiest of a given place to interact with people, people will come into that. The same way that winning sports teams, good schools, or the Olympics attract several people, as well as revenue. Let's then say that several communities and cities have begun to survey for this. How do we get the word out more about that? That's through media, and that's the second solution, is educating more people about it through film, through television, through radio, and very distinctly through internet networking, such as Facebook, Twitter, blogs. Several of these mediums in particular have become so completely popular. In fact, in 2008, on December 30th, Twitter was used for the first time by a government when Israel's New York consulate held a live citizen press conference hosted by David Saranga, consul for media and public affairs. The conference saw thousands of online attendees who followed the consulate's Twitter page during the 2-hour discussion. This is just one tool in which people can talk about how they're seeing a lot of this information come about. This brings me to my third solution, is that as we start to educate ourselves about gross national happiness and see how other people are using that, what if it then becomes a national priority, that we feel this is something we need to know? We would then need an appointed body of people, very similar to the U.S. Census Bureau, to predict certain trends as well as assess and dispense the survey. They would be responsible for giving out that certain information of a given time so that other communities could say certain habits or certain attitudes determine happiness in that community. And the hope would be that over time, as we start to archive and as we start to see those trends come to fruition, that we would have the opportunity to become one of the happiest countries on earth. And I would like to end with a proverb from the 6th century Chinese poet Lao Tse that says, "If there is to be peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. If there is to be peace in the nations, there must be peace in the cities. If there must be peace in the cities, then there must be peace between neighbors. And if there's to be peace between neighbors, there must be peace in the home. And if there's to be peace in the home, there should be peace in the heart." So it starts from the ground up. Gross national happiness in your community then grows further out, and over time hopefully becomes a national priority.